G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. This is about ever changing relationships. Today I'm talking about how relationships change. And this is not just relationships with people. This is relationships with everything. Our money, uh, our creative projects, our houses, our yeah, you know, ourselves, our past, like relationships, man. It's so alive for me at the moment. I'm still a bit creeped out by it, but here I am. I'm talking about it because it's come through. So I'm in Gosford right now to kick off. And as you guys know, I live my life guided by intuition. I get these weird and wonderful places to go to. I'm in farms, and then I'm in halfway across the world in Guatemala. All of it comes through intuition. And recently, when my farmhouse sit wrapped up in Lancefield, I got very clearly come to Gosford, and I was like, why would I do that? Where's Gosford? I didn't even know where Gosford was. Um, just checking on the cats over there. All good. Uh, yeah, I didn't know where it was. So I look it up on Google and stuff, and I'm looking around. I go, shit, nice place, high rises. Central Coast Mariners are here, so I follow the A League here and there. They're doing really well at the moment. So I'm like, okay, cool, Gosford, cool city. So I rock up, get to the house sit. Very, very happy with the house sit here. It's got a grand piano. It's got heaps of like instruments and stuff. So that made me very happy because I love playing the grand piano. It's just I could honestly sit on it all day, but I've got other things to do. But anyway, so I'm very glad to be here. Beautiful view. Check this out. Great view of the mountains. So this city, or this suburb, is like one past Gosford, or not past, as in going up the coast. It's like one inland. So it would be the equivalent of, let's say, Byron Bay and the what's that called? The Pocket. The Pocket. If you guys know the Pocket, like the Byron Bay, and then you go a little bit inland, you get to the Pocket. Anyway, so I'm here. I rock up, get to the house. I'm going for a walk this morning, and as I'm driving down to park the car because I want to walk around the big lake here. It's not really a lake. It's water that's coming off the ocean. So it's a bay, but I like to call it a lake because it looks like one. But anyway, I'm walking around, and it starts to dawn on me that I've actually been here before. And I was like, yeah, shit. I drove through here in 2020 when I was on the way to Byron Bay. I did a big road trip. And I'm walking around, I go, fucking hell, yeah. I even stopped here, and it was like it was blowing my mind that I just completely forgot. And I was remembering how I was when I was here last time in Gosford, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought, too many trees here, man. Too many trees. And oh God, there's probably a lot of mosquitoes around here because of the lake, and Central Coast Mariners. Like, I was just finding everything to nitpick on, because back then I wasn't a big fan of nature. I like the beach. I like the city. Busy, bustling environments are my thing. But now I'm completely changed. I'm different. Like, I love nature. I love nature. I love animals. I still love the beach, but I don't really. Look. I get down to the city. I can be a fan of it, but I'm in and I'm out. I don't like being in there too long. I like to come back out to secluded places where I've got space. It's quiet, and I can do my thing. Um, but it wasn't me back then. And what was fascinating was to just reflect on how much I have changed, which has dramatically shifted my relationship to Gosford now, to the point where I couldn't even remember that I had been through here, that I'd driven through here, stopped quickly to get a coffee. Pacific Island going, that's right. I stopped here and then was off. It was like 15 minutes and I couldn't wait anymore because there was no nice waves and beach to look at. So I took off and just went to the next place, which I think I just made a beeline, honestly, for Newcastle. But anyway, that's irrelevant. The point is, I couldn't even remember that I'd been here. And that's because my relationship to nature, to travel, to new experiences, to being outside my comfort zone, to animals. Like there are so many animals here. There's snakes, there's lizards, there's kookaburras, and lots of fish in the bay. All that stuff. Like I loved kookaburras, but snakes and lizards and anywhere where there could be like weird life that you wouldn't see in Melbourne, in like the city of Melbourne, I didn't want to fucking know about it. But because I had lived in Byron Bay, because I had come across pythons, because I had, seen sharks in the ocean, and then because I'd been out to Lake Como and then Spain and Tenerife in the Canary Islands, then over to America and just doing all of this stuff that Guatemala and Mexico and like I'm going places, right? And I'm constantly on my edge because I'd done all that stuff. When I came back, I was like, this place is stunning, to the point where I've actually said, if I decided to buy a house in Australia, I would love it to be somewhere around here. That's how far it's gone. Um, but that's only possible because I changed my relationship to it. The beauty has always been here in Gosford. Now, sure, there's more high rises here now, so that does appeal to me. The design of them and the luxury that's in some of these buildings. But I was obsessed with the lake this morning, walking around. I go, bloody hell! Imagine walking around this every day. And I get to do that for 2.5 months before I go to Bali, which brings me to my next point. Bali, I used to fucking hate it. Excuse my French, but I really did. When I went there and I was making rap music, um, I hated Bali. When I left to go to New York, I was like, I'm never coming back. I don't like this place. And then, surely enough, after my travel right around America and Europe, I went back to Bali, and because and this is the interesting contrast between the two stories I'm giving you. Because I hadn't, completed and really like looked at what was going on in Bali and what I was creating for myself in Bali, because I hadn't completed that phase of my that time, when I went back after the big world trip in during COVID, my experience in Bali was even worse. It was the most dark period of my life, to really put it blankly. Um, so anyway, got out of there, came back to Melbourne, la la la. Then last year I went back. I got an intuitive hit. You're going back to Bali, and I'm like, oh God, man, I can't possibly do that. But I went, and I had one of the best trips that I've ever had in my life when I went back there. It was fucking phenomenal. I saw it. I saw it, man. I saw the magic. And I was like, God, this is great. People are nice. It's gotten even busier here, which did piss me off a little bit, but I still had a great time. Went to the Gili Islands and to Lombok, which people have been telling me to do for months when I lived over there. Didn't want to know about it. But I did, and I went around and had the best time of my life. Um, and it's just fascinating how it's like this was all here. Yes, it was COVID. In fact, it would have actually been nicer in other ways, because it was so much more quiet. But anyhow, I wasn't focused on it. But went back. It was busy. I had the time of my life, and now I'm going back. I'm running an event over in Bali. May 17th we start. So I'm going back for a different reason. And again, there's going to be a new experience. But because I'm following my heart, my intuition, and because I'm constantly completing what has happened, what each creation has brought, what I've learned from it, and because I'm actually like journaling about this stuff, it's telling my subconscious we don't look at this in the same way anymore. And it sounds too basic to be true, but literally, guys, this is how my relationship to everything has changed so much. This is what has changed me so much. Every time I create something, a trip to Gosford, or to trip to Bali, a song, a business thing, like just a product launch. Like recently, I launched. I had sales dynamics out there, sales alchemy. Then I launched another course. Had some people come through. Minute with the cart closed, I started completing it, because I'm like, whatever I'm creating next, I'm not bringing my old perspectives to these projects. Okay. So it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And that's how I've been able to, really open up my experience and have some of the most life-changing and memorable moments because I've opened myself up. Like, had I not done it, guys, I wouldn't have gone to New York. I wouldn't have gone to LA. Wouldn't have gone to Italy. Wouldn't have gone back to Bali and made all of these friends. One of them I'm catching up with this weekend in Gosford. Wouldn't have come here. Wouldn't have bumped into the piano. Wouldn't have, made the music that I'm making now. Like, it's just, it is so important to change your relationship to things. And it is really based on two things. Okay, as we start to draw this video to a close. You've got to complete what you're creating. When you've created something, and I don't care what it is, right? You get your paycheck. You complete something at work. You close a deal. You write a song. You write a book. You write a chapter of a book. I don't care what it is. When you complete something, you've got to acknowledge it. You got to sit down. You got to journal about what has actually happened in your creation. There's a way you do that, which we're not talking about in this video, but I'm just giving you an awareness here. And when you do that, you tell your subconscious, we're done. We're not looking at this thing in the same way. And that's not to say that you're not going to write another chapter or write another book or split up with your partner. It's that you're not going to look at that thing in the same way. And what that opens up space for, phenomenal what comes in. Okay, because now you can intuitively receive, okay, so now that that's over, what's my new relationship with money? What am I focused on next with money? What am I focused on next with travel, with music, with all of these things? Okay, it is so expansive, and it changes you. It brings you closer to what you're actually here to do, man. Like, I I was that guy in Port Melbourne, same location, same fucking office, same mundane old thing. And honestly, I was rotten away. To put it blankly, overweight and just not growing. And it was because my relationships weren't changing. I was holding on to things, and I was not evolving as a person, as Jordan. The spirit of Jordan was not coming through and saying, Jordan, this is where we're going, man. Dump all this stuff. It's finished. This is where we're going. Okay. Now, the last thing I got to mention this, okay, because it's wild. You guys are going to think I've gone a little bit crazy here, but this has happened with music. More specifically, recently, it's happened with rap music. Okay. So here's a wild story. When I finished Strong in the Soul, my last album that I ever released with rap, I said to myself, I feel like I'm done with rap. And I was very sad about it, because the emotions that were pulsating through me when I created Strong in the Soul had gone. I was very dark. I was very angry. I was very I was just in a different place. But when I'd completed that, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to create rap anymore, because that's how I'd done it. I'd done it with aggression, and I'd done it with things, with tragic things that had happened in my life, and I'd turned them into songs. Okay. So because that's what I'd made up, and because I didn't, do what I'm talking about here, the completion on my rap, I made up, it's over. So anyway, went about my business and started producing beats, writing songs for other people, and actually wrote some really good stuff that I've still got on my laptop. Anyway, I'll get to it. Okay. So anyway, do all that. learning instruments, and I'm getting excited about music. But this thing about rap would always pop up for me. People would always ask me at jam sessions, retreats I was at, friends that I meet that are musos. So what? You did 2 albums and then done? Can I hear something? I go, no, 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 no. You can't hear it. Why not? Oh no. I was ashamed. Still got a bit of shame about my rap. It's like, no, you can't hear it, man. It's too dark. It's too fucked up. You would look at me. You wouldn't look at me the same. Okay, so kept it hidden, kept it hidden, kept it hidden. Anyway, so I'm going about my business. I've put out summer nights, and I'm doing all my stuff. And then it occurred to me. Something really profound occurred to me. And what was interesting was, in my mind, the way I'd created success in sales when I was running my agency, and the way I created my rap music, there was a similar emotion driving both. And I won't get into it here, but there was something came into my awareness about something that I created that was causing this emotion, that was actually creating this emotion alone. And I did a completion on that. Okay, I did a completion on that, and this goes into like completing, how you see yourself, and owning what you've created because you've defined yourself in a particular way. Like it goes freaking deep. But anyway, I did that on something quite personal, and then all of a sudden, I'm out and I'm still chatting to friends and whatever, and people go, "Can I hear some of your rap music?" I pipe up, "Sure." I'm like, "What? Are you fucking mad, Jordan?" And I was like, "Oh God, actually got to share it now." So I go into because I've still got my mastering platform that I used from back then. I go in, I still got most of it. Don't you fucking ask for Psycho though. I don't want messages about that. I don't have that song anymore. But I had some other songs from my last album, and and some other things that I just hadn't released. So I shared a few of them, and people were mind blown. They're like, "Man, this is good stuff." And I particularly shared the stuff that I hadn't put out there because I just didn't think it was good enough to release after my last album. So how it actually went down: when I put out my last album, I recorded 15 songs. 12 made it. There were 3 that didn't, and they're still on my laptop. And I just thought back then, these are garbage. So we'll never see the light of day with them. But after sharing them with people, they were like, "Fuck, man, these are good." So I wasn't there when they listened to them. So I thought, all right, here we go. Bite the bullet, Jordan. Time for you to listen to your stuff again. And I got to say, guys, I was surprised, because whenever I used to listen to my stuff, I'd actually cringe. Hand on heart, I'd be honest. I'll be honest here. I used to cringe. I'm like, lyrics are good, beat is good. My voice sounds like fucking shit. It is horrible. I don't like my voice. Anyway, I listen to it now, and there was a sense of admiration, there was a sense of appreciation, and I could see the power in what I created. I started to see what others could see. Maybe I wasn't, but on exactly what they saw. But when people said, "Man, that was deep. I love that song. You're on my playlist." I was playing it while I was working out and stuff and going for a walk. I finally started to understand what other people saw. And that was fucking mind-blowing for me, because I'm like, I have hated my voice. I've not liked my voice. But this time, through completing some things on how I see myself, it was like, oh shit. Holy shit, what I'm talking about here is deep, and it's put together on this beat, and the way I'm inflecting my voice there and going up and then down and then double. This sounds good. Couldn't see it back then. Okay. So I share that for 2 reasons. Number one, because without a doubt, I'm still doing this to myself. You would be doing this to yourself. Your friend would be doing this to yourself. The way we we define ourselves and our relationship with ourselves, with how we sound, with how we show up, with how we look, that relationship is fucking dampening the picture big time, huge. We're not seeing what we're creating. We're not seeing our power. We're seeing a fraction of it. Okay. But through letting go of some things, the stuff, I will let you know this much, the stuff that I did a completion process that opened this stuff up with my rap, it was something that was happened when I was a kid, right? And I hadn't let it go. Opened it up. Oh, damn. Wow. Okay. It is profound. And so that's the first reason, to bring your awareness to that, you really can shift how you see some of the things that you think, like that, and they'd still be on your mind. You'll know if I'm talking about something. You'll know if it's the thing, right? As I'm speaking, but there'll be something in your life that just continues to come up, continues to come up. You can't let it go. You can't let it go. Why can't I fucking let this go? And it's not because you're tied up or you have some emotional baggage that you hadn't let go of. You haven't completed it. You haven't told your subconscious it's over. The way I'm looking at this is over. And yeah, since doing this, it has changed my world in a very profound way. And the second reason I share this with you is because I have wanted to do an album literally ever since I released my last rap album, but I hadn't known, like, yeah, which is actually bullshit. I have known, I just haven't wanted to admit it. I haven't had the guts to go with what my intuition was giving me, and I haven't even had the guts to really lean into what it's giving me. It's always talking to us, okay? But since doing this completion process on this thing, it has dawned on me that my next album, which is coming in May, it is actually going to be a rap album, which kind of scares me, but fucking excites me for multiple reasons, because I've got a new lens on it all. I don't even know if it's going to be quote unquote rap or it's just going to come out different. All I know is it's going to be authentic. It's going to be me, and it's going to be what I love. And that's what matters. That's what matters. So, you know, there's so much there there's so much that'll be there for you too. And it becomes obvious when we can change our relationship to things. So that's all I want to share today. Quite a long-winded video, but a bloody important message. So let me know in the comments if you have experienced this, when your relationship to something in your life has changed and you've gone, oh my God, I used to hate this, but now, right? And yeah, let me know like what it's done for you, because I do think whenever we're able to shift our perception, we can just open up so much for ourselves. So hope this helped. Hope this provided some insight. And yeah, I'll be back next time when I've got another message for you. All right, have a good day. Chat soon.